use the quadratic formula to solve the equation below. So once again, I'm going to switch over to my paper. And as we take a look at this here, we need to remember that in order to be able to solve this problem, we're going to start by distributing. Eventually we need to have the equation set equal to 0. So we're going to get x squared plus 16x equals negative 64. And then, again, in order to use the quadratic formula, we need to have the equation set equal to 0. So it's going to be x squared plus 16x plus 64 equals 0. And we can identify the fact that a is 1. The number written in front of the x squared, there isn't anything, so it's a 1. B is 16. And c is 64. And unfortunately, you can't see my quadratic formula, but let's see if I can pull it up just a little bit here, and I can write the side so that we can see it. So we're going to fill in. So x equals negative b, which is 16, plus or minus the square root, scoot that back, of b squared minus 4 times a times c. You can't see that very well. All divided by 2 times a. So we'll pull up Desmos to be able to calculate that value. And what we're going to type in is we're going to type in 16 squared minus 4 times 1 times 64. And we get, got to be able to see it, but we get 0 when we type that in. So this is negative 16 plus or minus the square root of 0 over 1. Sorry, not 1, but 2. 2 times 1. And going back to Desmos here, the thing is, what's the square root of 0? Well, the square root of 0 is 0. So that works out a lot better for us than from video 6. Because what we end up with is we end up with negative 16 plus or minus 0 over 2. And negative 16 plus 0 is negative 16. Negative 16 minus 0 is still negative 16. So we get negative 16 divided by 2. And negative 16 divided by 2 is negative 8. Going back to Edmentum, negative 8. Got to be able to see the answer, but there it is, negative 8.